Call Halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rikakradash. Salutations to the one-third, the shield elect, the 144,000 saints, the elders, apostles, and the prophets of the house of David. Shalom. So, it's a lot been going on lately. Of course, we're in the hour of temptation because just over the last couple of, maybe the last week, I've just heard crimes that when you think you done heard it all, these people are finding new shit. Nigga shot his mama in the head today. Murked his mama. Then this other kid, he killed his whole family. That's not nothing new. I know a couple of situations where that's happened. And it's happened with Jake's also. And this was a Jake that did this. And I don't remember where it was at. But the title of this message is Nightly News from a Prophet's Perspective. So, we just gonna watch this little broadcast of NBC Nightly News and break down what we looking at, what we really looking at, because you gotta read the wordplay of these people.
Variant now in 28 states. And the new alert, another wave of COVID-related illness in children. The rare warning from Homeland Security. Tonight, the COVID vaccine shortage is now being reported in all 50 states. January, now the deadliest month of the pandemic.
Woe to you that watch this shit every night. Y'all hear that little music and those shh, those are enchantments, man. Okay?
President Biden's new task force holding its first briefing. Why they say it will be months before every American can get the vaccine. And now the emergency request from FEMA. Can the military speed the rollout? The highly contagious UK variant now in 28 states. And the new alert, another wave of COVID-related illness in children. The rare warning from Homeland Security on violent domestic extremists.
They coming after the children with this vaccine, man. Now all of a sudden, every fucking country got their own, I guess, patent of the fucking C virus. But they coming after the children. Because believe one thing, all these stories are going to escalate. None of this shit is going to go away without a solution.
Now, they've been emboldened by the Capitol attack and what they may be planning. President Biden's sweeping executive orders and the climate crisis, his plan to protect the planet by creating new jobs. The legend of the big and small screen celebrating Oscar and Emmy winner Cloris Leachman. And on this Holocaust Remembrance Day, the survivors and what we can all learn from them in these difficult times.
Whatever.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. Like a game of chance, Americans are finding both success and maddening disappointment in securing COVID vaccine shots with no rhyme or reason. The increased doses the Biden administration has promised will enter the system are still weeks away. And tonight, every state reporting not having enough doses to meet demand, and in many cases reporting they have less vaccine now than they had a few weeks ago. And yet the number of now vaccinated Americans is slowly ticking up. We're going to show you those numbers in a moment. And also tell you about a new uptick in kids suffering from a COVID-related syndrome we've been telling you about. And Pete Williams will join me in a few minutes with a government...
A COVID-related syndrome we've been telling you about. See? Did y'all hear that? Let me rewind that.
About extremist groups posing new uptick in kids suffering from a COVID-related syndrome we've been telling you about. And Pete Williams will join me in a few minutes with a government warning.
A COVID-related syndrome. So, if you eliminate the COVID, I guess you by default eliminate the syndrome. It's not COVID, but it's a COVID-related syndrome. Now it's attacking kids. I guess only kids.
About extremist groups posing a threat of more violence. A lot to get to. First, Tom Costello on Vaccinating America.
The challenge facing every state and territory tonight, how to get their hands on more vaccine. While the data
Don't be these
the
fools
CDC
in these
reports
pictures
a 7-day average of just over 1 million
with your
vaccinations a
sleeve
day,
rolled up.
with every state reporting far more arms than actual doses. At the largest healthcare system in Louisiana,
Don't be that
they're
nigga.
giving 70% fewer doses than just a few weeks ago.
We have ramped up a program now that we believe we could vaccinate about 75,000 people a week if
Look
we
at
get
this
the
asshole
supply
right
of
here.
vaccine.
In Washington state, the Kent Family Medical Practice requested 3,000 doses for this week, but got just 100.
Our 3 clinics treat 22,000 active patients. 100 doses doesn't get an inch into treating our own patient population.
It will be months before everyone who wants a vaccine will be able to get one.
At its first briefing, this one virtual,
And it'll only be shortly months after that before everyone who don't want a vaccine will be forced to get one. Except a small few. Like me and my brethren. And no fucking well I ain't
administration's
getting one.
COVID task force said it's shipping
Me and
nearly
none of
all
mine.
vaccine supplies. Only 2 to 3 days worth are held in reserve.
But we are passing doses directly along to states very much in real time as they order them.
That should ramp up over the coming weeks, with the White House pushing a 16% increase in vaccine doses. So far, 6% of Americans have received at least their first dose. Among the states that have
Months to
vaccinated the highest
vaccine
percentage
everyone.
of residents,
What that's
Alaska,
supposed to
West
mean?
Virginia, and New Mexico. The states with the
Everyone
lowest
ain't getting
percent
vaccine,
vaccinated,
man.
Missouri, Kansas, and Idaho.
See, I
Today,
peeped
Dr.
that type of
Fauci
shit.
reiterated the vaccines do appear to be effective
Yo,
against
here
the
come this
UK
asshole.
variant, though
Oh.
slightly less so against the more troubling South African strain.
It still is well within the cushion of protection. So you could diminish the vaccine-induced antibody efficacy by a few fold and still be well within the protective range of the vaccine.
Now, do anybody know what the fuck this dude just said? Because I'm very intelligent. Like outer worldly. And I don't know what the fuck is he talking about, man. You tell me. What the fuck did he just say? What did we get out of that? Nothing.
Tom, we're also learning tonight that the military may get involved in vaccine distribution. What do we know about that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's right. FEMA is requesting 10,000
FEMA.
troops, and they would be involved in administering
FEMA.
the vaccines at 100 sites spread out across the country, Lester.
All right, Tom Costello, thanks. And this race to distribute
10
vaccines
FEMA
comes as a
zones,
growing number of states
10
identify more
FEMA,
contagious
10
variants.
sites each
And
zone.
as the CDC projects, the U.S. could reach more than 500,000 deaths before the end of next month. Miguel Almaguer has the latest.
Tonight, as far away as Alaska, authorities have detected that highly contagious and perhaps more dangerous variant of the virus from the UK. The CDC says by March, it'll be the most predominant strain in the country. But before the end of January, it's already been detected in more than half the nation.
This virus is mutating, and it's mutating fairly quickly.
The U.S. ranks 43rd in the world in genomic sequencing, which is how new variants are identified. Alarmed, more mutations from Brazil and South Africa could already be in the U.S. Doctors say now is the time to double down on safety measures.
If we're sloppy, if we're not doing those things that we need to do, it will spread easier.
Adding to the concern, major testing sites have become vaccination centers, which could leave mutant strains undetected.
Mutant strains, yo. Mutant strains. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rikakwadash. Salutations to the 1/3, the sealed elect, the 144,000 saints, the elders, apostles, and the prophets of the house of David. You should watch this news from a prophet's perspective. Listen to the words of what they're saying to you and what they're hinting at. They subtly telling you what's the plan and where this is headed. Now you have some shit with the children that has something to do with the C virus. Okay? I don't know what the fuck that means neither, but sound like you're trying to vaccinate these children next, which we knew that was coming. Shalom.